Hey guys, hope you guys had a fantastic Friday. Hope you guys enjoy your weekend. Just want to throw a quick video together to kind of wrap up the week and what I'm looking forward going into next week. The biggest thing to take away from this week was, remember I mentioned we could have some kind of pullback to this weekly FEG, and then I think on what day was that? Either Monday or Tuesday. I think it was Monday. Monday we reached down into it. You see, it was also a this daily FEG. And then you see it's the CE of this daily FEG, and then if we go to the weekly, which is a little bit, it's even more telling. Uh, and this is a very bullish sign. Like you don't want to be shorting when we're wicking off the CE. It's the exact middle of of this weekly FEG. Like it's very very algorithmic. It's telling you where price wants to go. Like once this bounce from here and we started getting displacement off this low, very telling for the rest of the week that price wants to go to a, higher high, and like okay, if most of the time on FEGs, if we hold them, we end up holding them for a reason, and usually it means we come back here and take like the last high. So that's why I'm still bullish to think going into next week, and going to take 16,205. I think the actual levels it's 208.50 is the actual level, but just obviously hard to get here on the weekly chart. But that's what I'm gonna be looking for going into next week. Uh, let's see how NFP played out today. So obviously this morning this was NFP release. We will come back for this low at some point, so keep this low marked. This will be your NFP data low wick down here at 15,888. We will come back here at some point, but remember these remember we inversed these going into Thursday morning yesterday, and we were targeting like up to here. We were targeting up to 51. We were targeting up here to 37 because remember we had equal highs here on the 4 hour right here and right here. Obviously, we took longs. We got the equal highs up here. What else did we do? And then obviously NFP came down, right? We had, if you draw from here to this high, you see 50%. It's it's a 4 hour FEG inside of here, and then also if we go to ES. ES did not hit a weekly FEG, but if we look at ES on the 4 hour, looks very familiar to NQ. You see, remember we had a 4 hour BPR also, below 50% of this low to this high, fills in this FEG, fills in this FEG, this inverse 4 hour or your BPR, taps into it here, taps into it here. Very strong reaction off here, and then we're off to the races from there. Um, it just goes to show you obviously don't want to be shorting when you're getting wicks like this, and you have 4 hours 4 hour FEGs below. Same thing, vice versa. You don't want to be shorting when you're inside of a bullish 4 hour FEG. You don't want to be longing when we're coming up inside of a bullish 4 hour FEG. Um, at this point, it almost looks like a 4 hour. This would be your sell model. Remember what I was showing you guys throughout the week? Obviously, 4 hour rejection, 4 hour rejection. We reject this 4 hour here, and then we come up, and then we inverse this. We did not hold here. Obviously, we came down here, took a low. The key with this low is, okay, yeah, these lows did not take this low, but if we go to ES 4 hour, these lows took these lows. So remember what I'm always saying, like that's we call it an SMT. Like so, as long as one of them takes the low, the other one does not have to, right? So ES, these were actually daily lows that ES took. If we go back in to look at it, see these were daily lows. ES took them, and then so NQ does not have to take these. So and then that's showing us that NQ is stronger here. So we would much rather long NQ, instead of ES because ES was weaker enough to take the lows. NQ is not. It's like probably the best way of going about that. And then obviously we inversed them, went back higher. But getting back to like the buy model, so this would be like your buy model, coming up, accumulate. This would be like your accumulation phase one. Come back down. We filled in these FEGs to go higher, and then like we'll end up completing the buy model up here at 205. And then maybe we'll get some kind of pullback first, but I don't know. I do still think we're headed up to this daily high up here at 16 264 as well. So we will keep that marked going into next week. We'll know if we're off for this high once we get up here, and then we'll look for displacement over. If we're just pushing over, we're gonna put in a new yearly high up here on NQ. Going back to the 4-hour chart, obviously nothing else is to really tell there. I mean, we could go up here and kind of like have another accumulation phase, kind of like here, accumulation fall, like, and then same thing here, accumulation higher. That would make up your market maker buy model. With that, I'll kind of go over today. So today was really interesting, very easy actually. Like, okay, so this is your 4-hour FVG. We did not tap this hourly. I thought if we might come back and take data lows here, wick into this 4-hour FVG. We did not. The 4-hour was all that the market wanted. But the one thing that was very interesting was obviously we pumped up so quick. We left this imbalance. This was on every time frame. Like, okay, maybe not the 15. But it was there on the 5 right here. But you see, what happened was our first target today was to come up and take 1698, right? And then I was like, okay, well, we could dump here. Like, we took this high, we've taken all these highs, we've taken these daily highs. We could reverse here. And then we got it here. I'm like, oh, well, we might be going down for a day to lows. And then I'm like, oh no, we have this volume imbalance. And what ICT says a lot, like, it trends do not like to continue unless these volume imbalances are filled. And then once they get filled, we can then continue. And then you see, if we draw our fib here from the low to the high at that time, you see that was just enough. Weird, right? It was just enough to come back, fill in this volume imbalance, give us a 50% retrace, and then very strong reaction back up, and then we caught a nice long here. So I kind of showed you guys the thing. I kind of showed you guys the layout I made with the OBs and all that. But this is kind of like, this is what I was thinking. So we have volume imbalance, right? We fill us in, nice strong reaction off of it. Where's our first 5-minute FEG? Right here. So instead of just longing down here, this is your confirmation long. Like, okay, we have this. What is our second sign, and that makes longs more likely, and like to tell us it's just a second confirmation that, okay, this is a high probability of working. So we took a long when we closed over this at 1640. Obviously nice retest. We trimmed at this first high up here at 62. And then we trimmed a little more. If you go to the 1-minute chart, we had equal highs right here. So we trimmed it. We trimmed some more at 78, and then I said, well, let's go break even, and let's see if we can't ride this bad boy up to these equal highs that we had up here. So that makes another thing very interesting. This is how I knew we were probably going back to a high of day. Volume imbalance, the reaction off it, 5-minute inverse. We did not reverse at 50%. We just kept pushing through. ES was violating 5 minutes along the way. ES pretty much did the exact same thing. It bounced with NQ um, down here. If it actually filled in this tiny 5-minute FVG, bounced here, 5-minute inverse right here, and then it just went up the high of day just like NQ. But yeah, we trimmed here, and then you see we eventually got high of day. Most of the times I would not be certain that we would take high of day here, but with these perfect equal highs here, you can see like we came up, we did not leaving these told us, okay, the market literally is just coming down to induce shorts, fake people into shorts, thinking we're gonna go all the way back down to a new low of day, and then and then you know and then reverse it at this fill in the volume imbalance that people may not see or know about, and then take us right back here. But these equal highs are what told me we're probably going to go back to high of day at least, and that's why I wanted to hold runners for it. And then so we ended up catching 72 points there. But so yeah, so going into next week, you see we tapped into it in 8-hour BPR here as well. Been watching the 8-hour just a little more, and it's very clean. It's just it makes sense just because the 4-hour times two, but you see nice 8-hour BPR. What do we do on the daily? This is big too. Look at this. Look at this order block here on the daily. We hit the top of this order block. Boom, boom. 4-hour FEG, very an 8-hour FEG, very strong likelihood that we bounce from there. So and then we get a monster candle out of there. Also coming from a weekly, just nothing screaming bearish on the higher time frame. So at this point, like I said, I think we're going back up to 205, 260. Obviously, there could be some bumps in the road, get some pullbacks like this. Everyone thinks the world's gonna end, but um, that's what I'm looking for going into next week. A very, very good week. Caught a bunch of good trades this week. But with NQ, yeah, looking for 16205. Maybe we come back and fill in some of these hourlies first. We are gonna leave a 4 hour here, so maybe we come back down, fill this before we go higher, kind of like accumulate 4 hour FEG and then go higher. Um, Looking at ES going into next week, I think ES. Obviously, you see we're in a big daily fair value gap here, so we could reject, but you see daily order block we're delivering from as well. ES did not tap into a weekly like I showed you, but like I said, it looks like ES is just drawn up here as well, just like NQ up to this 4685 weekly high. But remember, it's important to note one may take the high before the other, and then we get our good pullback from there. Yeah, ES pretty much same thing. 4 hour FEG below, maybe we get a dip and then higher. But the next targets on ES are going to probably be, I like this high right here would be your first target, probably 46.34, and then the next target would be up here at this. You see, we have a just like today with that hourly volume imbalance. You see, we have a daily volume imbalance sitting up here, starting at 46.40, clearing over 46.53. So if we start pushing over 46.53. 4673, you guys get the clue here. 4673 and then 4685 are your next targets for ES going into next week. Remember, we might be rolling contracts going into next week depending on the volume. So all these numbers could absolutely change based on the new contracts. So I'll hopefully be able to stay on top of that. I'm gonna make an FEG video tomorrow for you newer folks who are trying to learn FEGs, and then I'll have that out tomorrow morning early or early afternoon. So with that, hope you guys had a fantastic week, and we will see you come Sunday and Monday morning.